One's Trump derangement syndrome causing more damage than anything that Trump could have actually done? And I think the answer is yes, because it's now causing us to not see that good work and then embrace and extend it. So much of the work that happened in that administration turns out to have been right. And that's what's so frustrating for me. The work on the border wall. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. Turned out it was right. Issuing long-term debt to refinance when rates were at zero. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. A structural peace in the Middle East. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. When are we going to stop shooting ourselves in the foot? And when are we going to actually see and take the time to look past who is saying things and actually listen to them word for word?
No way.
Hello friends, listen, the following video we're about to watch today is epic. When I say epic, friends, I really mean it. It's really good to watch a liberal. I would say a moderate liberal. His name is Shamath, a liberal billionaire, coming to realize that Trump was right this whole time. I mean, it's good to watch and listen to this because there's a lot of people who are either being red-pilled, who are realizing, hey, we were wrong for the way we thought of Trump. You don't have to like the man, but the policies were good, right?
I know it. I know it. I know it.
But anyway, let's take a listen to this video because this gets really exciting. Okay, because the nature of the message is so valuable today because especially during the time of war, with Hamas and Israel and all the uncertainties we are dealing with in our society, this kind of message here is needed. And it's very good to hear people who are honest enough to tell it like it is, all right? Irrespective of the political backlash. But when you have the heart to speak like that, I give you some godly respect. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Let's get to this video.
A lot of the good work. I mean, again, man, as a Democrat who has been left homeless, who is now definitely in the center, but probably leaning increasingly right, I'm left yet again with an appreciation, despite the messenger, of the message of the Trump administration, because what those guys did was pretty incredible in hindsight. These Abraham Accords, the accords with Israel and the GCC, the almost accord between Israel and Saudi, to really be able to find a long-lasting peace is just a real example for the world. And those guys did a lot of really good work. And
it's a miracle, actually, when you look at it. What they did, despite the fact, listen, I'm no fan of Trump, and I am too homeless.
But this is where,
but can I say this? But if you want to objectively look at what they did, it was good work. It was great work.
You have to. And in fact, this is a moment where you have to start to re-underwrite, is your, not you, Jason, but I'm just saying collectively, is one's Trump derangement syndrome causing more damage than anything that Trump could have actually done? And I think the answer is yes, because it's now causing us to not see that good work and then embrace and extend it. So much of the work that happened in that administration turns out to have been right. And that's what's so frustrating for me. The work on the border wall. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. Turned out it was right. Issuing long-term debt to refinance when rates were at zero. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message. A structural peace in the Middle East. We didn't like the messenger, so we killed the message.
Yep.
When are we going to stop shooting ourselves in the foot? And when are we going to actually see and take the time to look past who is saying things and actually listen to them word for word? I'll give you an example. I started to tweet 3 links a day over the past 3 days. And the only reason I did that was I thought things were so hyper contentious and hyper partisan that I just wanted to show a few sides, right? And one day I found a couple links, 2 of which, one was from Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL, who I thought had a very powerful message. And one was from Mike Flynn. And his message was also actually pretty powerful if you just read it. And if you took the names off all the content was so valuable, both points of view. But the minute it goes into the world, people immediately judge and they kill the message because of the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly a moment where you have an opportunity to just stop doing that because the stakes are so high. It's infuriating, actually, quite honestly. It's infuriating to see it.
We had this last week on the show when we were talking about reducing spending. Matt Gaetz is not the perfect messenger, but his message was the message we've been talking about, which is, hey, we have to control spending. So I can understand people not liking Matt Gaetz. There's a lot of things to not like about him. I can understand people not liking Trump and
get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then, it's bizarre that his son-in-law went to do all this work, but yet he did it and it had success.
That's another example.
It's weird if you send your son-in-law to do it, but I listened to the Lex Friedman podcast.
Okay, you know what? It's not weird because at the end, if you listen to this podcast, the most important thing that is resoundingly obvious about Jared Kushner is that he is incredibly thoughtful and incredibly competent.
Mm-hmm.
And why did we have to spend years being fed all of these stupid lies? Because one can judge for oneself, but Jared Kushner is thoughtful, he's smart, and I thought to myself, I was fed all these lies for years about how this guy was like moping around in the shadows and this and that, and it was all not true.
Well, they say confession's good for the soul.
Wow, this was epic. I tell you what, for a number of reasons. First of all, confession is good for the soul. When you're wrong, you're wrong. You didn't know, and it's always good to come back and clean up. I tell you, again, it goes back to show you the impact that the mainstream the mainstream media had on the mind of so many people. Even this man here, obviously, the media propaganda has done his job. But it's good to listen and read and hear this message for a number of reasons. It didn't need to take a war, an open border policy, which resulting in serious issues with people coming in here and sleeper cells, I should get that correct, and the possibility of a third world war, a broken economy, a world where we become more confused about our gender and so on. It didn't need to take that for us to realize Trump was a decent politician. I would go as far to say he was a good one. I would say in my lifetime, the best one that has ever been. And I'm not taking those words back. It didn't need to go that far. But the fact it did, and we're realizing this now, I mean,
I told you so.
It's kind of too little too late, but what are you going to do differently? I mean, if you listen to the entire podcast, some people says that they went on to say that we don't think Trump should ever be president ever again. So it's good watching them waking up, at least shamath. But will that really change the way they vote? That's another question in itself. So Trump was right about everything. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Trump was right about everything. He didn't need to take this level of issues in our society to realize that Trump was right. But again, if that's what it takes to bring about change in the world, well, that's what it takes, man. Hey, somebody said the best way to red pill a liberal is to give them what they want. The great awakening has begun.
It's true we're losing money.
Trump did some amazing things and we had peace, safe borders, cheap gas, affordable food. Biden destroys all of that and continues us down that path. Why do you like Biden?
Tell them the truth.
Stop voting on if you will be friends with someone and vote based on what they would do. Robbie Starbuck, there goes another good guy. Many who identify as Democrats are realizing that they have been lied to for a long time about what Republicans actually want and believe. This is especially true among minorities, I think. I definitely see it among my fellow Latinos.
Preach.
Friends, so much more could be said. But again, it goes to show that people are so easily manipulated by the media. The lies of the propaganda the legacy media has done his work is very effective. That it took almost a third world war, at least we are looming in that area, God forbid. It took something like that to help us to realize the deception that the media has been bringing up on our minds. I don't think he needed to go this far, but since he did, it is what it is. Let's give Trump some serious honor, some serious praise, some serious respect, and let's fight for the values that are left in this country. We're on the brink on a third world war. Iran is looking to get involved in what is going on in Israel, invasion of Hamas, Gaza. There's a possibility we might see Russia getting this thing. China is on the brink of getting involved. That means the United States will friends, we are not ready for this. Why? Because the Biden administration done some things that put us in a position now where we just don't know what to do with ourselves. It didn't need to go this far, but that's where we are. God forbid. Friends, like I've said, confession is good for the soul. And when you don't know, you don't know. But when you do know, you got to change your ways and vote differently. Friends, in Christianity, the same is true. There is something called confessing in Christianity. It's called self-accusation. This is when you own it. This is when you come to a place in your life when you realize you were so wrong. You own your sinful ways. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sin and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. See, there are times we see things, we don't understand things. We've been told certain things until we start thinking for ourselves and realize we were in the wrong this whole time. And I think the same is true when it comes to the spiritual life as well. We need to confess when we realize we were in the wrong. Very few liberals have the heart to do what this man just did. Just woke up the billionaire now. They are seeing the light. Very few liberals have the heart to do this. They don't have the humility to acknowledge that we were wrong. So I give them some respect for that. Shamath, I'm not going to say your last name. You get the point of my message. This is why I vote for Trump, man. 2024. 2024. Wake up before it is too late. Before it is too late. Do your homework. Vote with the right information in mind. Stop voting based on your feelings and emotion. And stop listening to CNN, MSNB, hee-haw. Stop listening to ABC and some of these people's perspective about Trump. They don't care. They are here to deceive you. Okay, and this doesn't mean Fox News is perfect, but at least they don't do that. Go listen to the alternative media, do your own research, read the articles, dig for the truth for yourself, and then make your decisions accordingly. That's all I could say. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Share your thought and perspective with me. This was sweet. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.